very happy to be back and sharing the update. And really liked when Karen also said Happy Monday. So probably she is doing that while I'm not here, and whenever you hear Happy Monday, you think of Nari Gunjan girls. So this has been another very exciting year. Can we close the door? Thank you. As you know, we started working with Nari Gunjan probably 12, 13 years back. Don't even remember that now. And then after moving to India, I started an organization called Aavishkaar, means Invention. And through your support, we have been able to make these organizations collaborate with each other. So this one is for just a reminder for people who are new to the club. Nari Gunjan, Nari means woman, and Gunjan means resounding voice. So, voice of the women. This organization serves Mushahar Dalit communities and hopes to empower them through education. As you know, India has caste system, and Dalits are the lowest in that. And within the Dalits, which is the untouchable community, within the Dalits there is a caste system, and lowest in that is Mushahar. Mushahar means the ones that kill the mice. So they are mice killers in fields, and they actually do eat these mice. Less than 1% of this population can read or write. So our aim has been in the state of Bihar, where I am from. I was born and raised there. So my aim and the aim of the organization is to empower the women of these organizations, this community, through education, because we believe that women are the ones who are generally with the kids and raise them. So if we could educate them, we would be educating the future and make them understand the importance of education. So that is what we are doing here, and also providing livelihood generation. So there are many schemes. Many of the kids don't go to school, so we have opened informal centers in many slums and schools, which is a separate program going. But through Rotary, we have been supporting Rotary and Friends of Nari Gunjan of Twin Cities area, and actually Wisconsin area also. We have been supporting the girls of Nari Gunjan. We have 2 hostels we run, in which we have 250 girls. So this fundraiser is for those 250 girls. So that we keep in the hostel and send them to government schools. After moving to India, I started an organization called Aavishkaar, means Invention. So after we noticed the huge gaps in education, quality education, hands-on learning experiences. And so we kind of drew back on what we had learned. As you know, I'm an electrical engineer, so science and math is what I know. And so we started an organization specifically for hands-on science and math, and to provide it to communities who don't get access to education. So the big deal for us is making it accessible to all. We have been doing many things in that, which I've shared in my previous presentations. So what we have been able to do. And you should be really proud that this girl through Mahendra Challenge is able to do 100% support, because this program is successful only because of Rotary. Your every penny has been able to support these girls. Not only these girls, many kids of the neighborhood, many rural kids, many slum kids, kids of sex workers, I just can't name. So thank you, really big thank you. I know you have not made Cheers for Charity, you have not made it a profitable event, so you all probably are sad. So am I, because I'm one of the organizations that you guys support. So hopefully you'll figure out a way and you'll keep supporting. So just how does the Nari Gunjan community looks like? These are shots from some of the villages. and slum neighborhoods. The kids in blue, all of the boys here are in this shot are the ones who go to school and the others don't. And there are many more kids like that. These are just a couple of pictures. So these are the kids that you are supporting through the grant. You are supporting their education, you are supporting their living expenses, and you are supporting their visits, month-long visits to Aavishkaar, so that they can do hands-on science and math with us. The backpacks that you see, the sleeping bags that you see, the tents inside them, they are all supported through your support. I have put some pictures here, so I want you to know the girls you have been supporting. The girl in the middle, her name is Jyoti. Jyoti is a 7th grader. Before coming to Nari Gunjan, her mother was abducted by a high caste member about 4 or 5 years ago, and because of that shame, her father left the home. So she was basically an abandoned child along with her brother. Her mother's sister took her in but was unable to support. Luckily, they were able to find Nari Gunjan. So Nari Gunjan has now provided her a home. We support her education with the promise from her aunt that she will take her twice a year for 1 week each, so that she has some connection with family. A few years, so mom was abducted, and 2-3 years later, she actually came back to that community, had not met her yet, but within a few days, she was found murdered with broken glass pieces in her vagina. So she knows all that, so it's very difficult for her, which comes out through the beautiful poetry that she writes. She is a poetess at heart, and has been writing and has been sharing with us. Wants to learn mathematics, is a bit slow at it, and sometimes gets frustrated, and when she gets frustrated, she stops eating. So we have to kind of continuously work on that emotional side. The two girls here that I especially want to point out, this one and this. She is Shalu, she is Ruby. So before coming to Nari Gunjan, Shalu and Ruby were industrial rag pickers. So they would go to industrial waste sites. And you know, these kids know application of science to some extent, but not the principles behind it. So what they would do is, they would open loudspeakers, speaker systems, because we know, they know for sure, that there are magnets inside the speaker systems. So they will take out those magnets, put it on a stick, so that picking up scrap metal becomes easier, because magnet attracts iron. So they would start 3:30 a.m. in the morning, will go till 6 p.m. and on a good day, between them, they would be making $10. Nari Gunjan was able to find them. We support them. We have been supporting them now. These kids have the confidence that if left on a street, they would be able to fend for themselves. Many of us probably don't have that. So, you know, very, very persevering girls. Then one more girl. This is Neha. Neha, till the age of 3, did not speak. I had a very difficult situation at home. We found her she came to Nari Gunjan a couple of years ago. She came to Aavishkaar for a month-long program and became a very good friend with my daughter. And before leaving, she had to say that this is the maximum she has ever spoken in her life. This girl absolutely loves to read. Even on backpacking trips up in the mountains, if you opened her tracksuit, you will find a book hidden inside. Whenever there would be break time, a 15-minute break during 2 sessions of science or math, you can easily find her sitting in a corner reading a book. Thanks to you, thanks to Rotary, Aavishkaar has an excellent collection of books that in a language that they can speak, which we have been able to support. So when she went, we sent some books with her. And we are trying to increase their library size also. Some of these kids don't want to leave the library because they have never seen so many books. Another girl, this one, I have talked to you about her. Her name is Poonam. She is the girl who came to United Nations, just like Malala, to speak against child labor and child marriage. Right now, we all, and she herself is fighting with her family, trying to convince her not to get married off. 3 years ago, they found a boy for her. And we don't know what will happen this year, but we will try our best. And another girl, Anju. This one. In these past years, I have worked with around 10,000 kids through science fairs, workshops, math fairs, residential camps. I haven't met such a bright mind. This girl just knows the right questions to ask. She just thinks extremely logically, has a passion for science, and intuitively a scientific mind. Does not have parents, has a brother who does tailoring job, way too older than her, is unable to support her. She lives in Nari Gunjan. He wants her to become a tailor. Tailoring is a good profession, but she would be a loss to science, the community of science, if she doesn't join that. So, just as I wanted to show you how does the work of Aavishkaar looks like and what it does to the community.
I am the river flowing, I am the desert dry, I am the four winds blowing, I am the sunset sky, I am the forest breathing, I am the ocean wide, I am the storm clouds gathering, I am the mountain high. I am the children growing. You are the place we live. We are the seed you're sowing. We are the life you give. We are the future rising. We will be your voice. We will watch and learn from you. We will make the choice. I am the river flowing, children. I am the desert dry. I am the four winds blowing. We are the seed your song. I am the sunset sky. Like you give. I am the forest breathing. We will be your voice. I am the storm clouds gathering. We will make the choice. I
So what you saw here are many snippets from the Nari Gunjan community girls, the village communities that we visit, the government schools, slum kids, they were all there. So just want to say this, that underprivileged does not only mean no access to wealth, it means no access to knowledge and no access to network, among many other things. So at Aavishkaar, we want to make sure that we will give access to knowledge and also to network. Network of people like you and me, network of business leaders and community leaders. So when through the Rotary supported programs, these girls come to us for a month, we make sure that we run a mini strive. We invite business leaders, community leaders, women leaders, doctors, police officers, field trips, rape survivors, sexual abuse survivors, and we ask them to share their stories of failure and how they went beyond it. Because our girls really don't need to hear the stories of success. They right now need to hear when you fail, when you stumble, when you fall, how do you get up and move beyond it. In fact, recently there was a lady from US who was visiting us, a white American, which is very important for me to say. Because what happened when she shared her story of sexual abuse as a child, she is a great author now, she has published 2 books, has done very well. One book is on climate change. So when she finished her story, some of the girls came and asked me, we thought this happened only in our community. We thought it doesn't happen anywhere else. So it was a great learning experience for them. So what we have been able to do, so what we have done is we have taken the middle and high school curriculum of science and math and made it totally hands-on, locally done through locally available material, and made the models and experiments very intimate and real for our kids. So science program would be in its last year of grant, and math program will have 2 more years to go. So that we have been able to do. Content development is mostly done by me and Sarit, and we have a couple more people who join us on and off who do that. We have been able to, this year we did like 4 residential camp for the girls. As soon as I go back, I will do 1 more. And then if we get the grant, we will do a few more. We have conducted many science fairs. We have been to more than 30 schools doing science fairs and math fairs. And we have taken all our, whatever we learned, we have made sure that kids can see the application of it. Like we have all learned in high school triangles, right? Just an example, triangles, scalene triangle, isosceles triangle, right angle triangle, equilateral triangle, trigonometry, we all studied that. But many of us don't know why did we really study it, right? So I don't want our kids to go like that. So we develop challenges in which they have to build. They have to build things so that they can see the value of triangle, see the strength in that structure, and why it's so important to study. Why is it there in the Eiffel Tower also, in all our bridges? We do a lot of triangulation, even the GPS system we use. So what is the real application of these things? So we make sure that we get that. And we have started working with teachers also and started doing training workshop. We get a lot of requests for those. Some of the successes that I think. So in Nari Gunjan community, it has been very difficult to get quality teachers. Teachers that will, passionate teachers who make the subject very interesting. So we have decided in this community, they will go to school, they will get that education, but for quality teaching, we have decided to kind of literally bypass the teachers. What we are doing is, through this program that Rotary supports, we do a 1-month-long intensive camp of science and math. We get 20 girls, which we ask them, and we ask these girls whatever they have learned, they have to present to us, and we kind of work out the kinks, and then they go back and they work with the kids of their hostel, and they go to different communities to do the presentations. And they even conduct camps. So recently there was a 15-day camp in which they did like for 150 to 200 kids per 3 days, and they covered about 1,000 kids, which is a huge thing to be able for these girls to do. So when the next batch comes, we kind of test how good the first batch was able to explain them. We go through that, and whatever is left behind, we correct it. We train the next batch, that goes back, and then we keep doing the cycle at least 4 times a year, which is really working very well. And like some of you, many other organizations are watching what we are doing, and they're really appreciative of the program. They come and visit us. We get visitors from all over the country and abroad. And now we are going beyond Nari Gunjan. We are getting kids from an organization that supports lost kids, kids that are lost in bus stand, railway station, in a mall, and are never able to find their home. So there is an organization that runs a home for them and till they grow up. So that organization has contacted us. We did a week-long workshop for them. Then sex worker communities, their kids, they are coming to us for workshops. Workshops from Delhi, kids of Delhi slums. There are tribals in central India who have contacted us. And some of these communities, they learn things differently. Like for our Nari Gunjan girls. And once you are with the girls for a long time, then only you understand. Like if I tell you the difference between 6 and 9, you will say 3, right? If I ask them the difference between 6 and 9, they will say 2. Because they look at it like this: 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 2. The difference between them is 2. So, and that's how they view culturally. So unless you understand the culture, it's very difficult to figure it out. Otherwise, in a regular school, they would be called dumb. They are not dumb. Their way of thinking is different. So when we work with them, this is what we tell them. You think like this, but most of the world is used to thinking like this. And there are many of us like that. So you just have to learn another language. And that's what we do. So this is something that we have heard from the kids. Santoli is one of the bright stars of Nari Gunjan. She's a 7th grader, a girl who is a leader by service. I learned how to be logical at Aavishkaar. I don't need to remember the formula because I know how to derive it now, which is a big deal coming from a kid. We get many volunteers from across the country from different colleges, and one of the premier colleges of India is Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. So this is from Surabhi Yadav, one of our interns. Somewhere in between this doodling, discussing, storytelling and sitting still, learning happens effortlessly without intimidation. And an Aavishkaar star for this is without intimidation. Again, another from one of the school teachers. After a day-long workshop, the kids are confidently teaching us concepts which we had been struggling to teach them since last few months. Actually, it should be last few years. This I have heard from many principals of government schools, as well as private. Students who could neither read nor write properly were explaining the difficult principles of science with ease, such as working of electromagnets, a magnetic field, light refraction, solar eclipse, and pulleys. This reinforced my belief that all can learn. And because we strongly believe that reading and writing is very good, and it's a very important skill to know, but for science, to understand its basic principles and see how it works in our daily life, you don't need to know reading or writing. If you knew, it would take you a long way. But to understand the concept, if I verbally am able to explain in the language you know, that's good. And we have been able to do that. So you have been already supporting. This slide is not for you because you already support. Wherever I'm asking for money in different clubs, I put this up. How much time do I have?
About 10 minutes.
Okay, so then I will show this video that I'm going to show is a set of slides as to what happens with Nari Gunjan girls in the camp. So it's much more. It's much more than science and math. We do art, we do dance, we do music, we do just about everything. We do spoken English. They do carpentry.
I am the ocean wide. I am the storm clouds gathering. I am the mountain high. I am the earth. I am the earth. I am the earth. I am the earth. We are the children growing. You are the place we live. We are the seed you're sowing. We are the life you give. We are the future rising. We will be your voice. We will watch and learn from you. We will make the choice. I am the earth. You're in our high. I am the earth. We're in your high. I am the earth. Together we stand. I am the earth. This moment in time we share. I am the river for our children. I am the desert, you are the place we live. I am the four winds, we are the seed your soul. I am the sunsets, we are the life you give. I am the forest breathing. We will be your voice. I am the storm clouds gathering. We will make the choice. I am the earth. You're in our high. I am the earth. We're in your high. I am the earth. Together we stand.
So may the force be with you. Science is not just about getting jobs and passing entrance exams. It's extremely empowering when we truly understand the beautiful way in which the world around us works scientifically. And this is a pleasure that all of us should be able to get. Just a reminder that the fundraiser is on July 12th. This is something that the girls made because I was talking to them about Rotary. So they wanted to paint and put the sign up and take a picture and send it to all of you. So that's why it's here. Thank you so much for your support. At your expense, I'm having all the fun. Any questions? Yeah.
So how important is it that these kids have uniforms to wear? Because I noticed that, at the girls' school you have uniforms, and it looks like these kids do too, the same.
Yeah, so when the girls come to us, there is no uniform. But whenever we take them out on a trip, then they would be wearing tracksuits. But the school that they go to, it has uniform, so they all have uniform. And one thing I do want to mention, all this, don't forget that most of these girls we will lose by 8th or 9th grade because that's the marriageable age. So our aim is to give them as much as we can till they are here with us. Yes?
Do you get any resistance from other people that don't want people to expand their knowledge and get out of their circumstances?
I don't see it. Probably they do. I don't understand that language is what, yes, resistance is there. If you don't see it, it's not there. And unless you physically try to harm me, why would I even engage with you? So, it's there.
A
ago, I worked a couple days at the Nobel Peace Prize Forum over at Radisson Blu. And one of the topics, well, a lot of the topic was sex trafficking. And they showed the movie Sold. And perhaps you're aware of that. It takes place in India. These young girls are sold off, sometimes by their own parents.
Yes, they
in order, because they get ends meet. And do you see that happening where you are or not?
Where I live, I don't see that. But in this community, it won't be uncommon.
It won't be.
It won't. In this community, it can happen.
Yeah.
But remember, a parent does want the best for their children. They don't do it out of pleasure. They probably are not able to see any other choice. It does not mean that there are not bad parents. Like when I talked about these girls getting married by the time they reach 8th or 9th grade, their parents really do have the best interest of the child. So it's a clash of philosophies. It's a clash of independence of a woman. So we have to get our girls a taste of what freedom means and the responsibilities that come along with it, and make them that strong so that they can ask for it. It's a very important lesson that I am learning, and I don't know what to say.
And what was on the lighter side, what was the name of that last song? It's gorgeous.
Oh, I Am the Earth. We make sure that every girl knows this song in English, sing it in English, and with a proper diction.
Love it.
Yes. By the end of the program, they are divided into 3-4 groups. They don't know English. They know a few words here and there. They have to prepare a skit and present it by the end of the month. So they do 3 skits and this song.
Sandhya?
Yes.
A number.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the name of the song?
I Am the Earth.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
I Am the Earth.
There were 3 or 4 members of our local Rotary group that visited along with their wives, both Sonia and Abdul's place. I can tell you that you see these girls and see what's going on, and it's absolutely transformative. We'll never forget visiting this school where I think the comment was they'd never seen so many white people in their lives. But they just wanted, and especially our wives and the women in the group, Diane Kirby was there too, but I mean, just to touch them and see that they're real. But I think as we look at this and how you drive change, you're disappointed that the girls sometimes get married in the 8th and 9th grade, but you probably have taken and added 2 or 3 years maybe, because what happens is a lot of them die in childbirth because they get married too young and their body is not fully developed, and then they get pregnant. But if you think about how you drive change, those girls will never be the same even if they get married in the 8th and 9th grade, if they've had several years of experience in the schools and they have this knowledge. And some of these things have been transformative because their karate team went to the international convention. So you have these girls that probably had never been 30 miles from the village that were taken and went to Japan. So again, what happens with these programs is that's how we drive change and make things better in the world, is to take and start giving people knowledge so that they can then take the next generation, and perhaps that generation will get married in 8th and 9th grade, but maybe the next generation will go on to high school. So.
Yes, and true meaning of grit is what I have learned from these girls. I mean, the passion and perseverance that they have, they are just amazing. Really girls of steel. I just can't praise them enough. They are, with same passion they do yoga, with the same passion they do karate, with the same passion that they do learning, backpacking trip, just name it. They have a strong desire, they are very smart, very hardworking, I mean, I can't say, I mean, my daughter is also hardworking, but nothing like that. Absolutely nothing like that. We are really working with diamonds. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So in appreciation for your speaking presentation today, a donation to End Polio will be made in your name to End Polio Now, which is the signature project of Rotary International. In the early 1980s, there were 400,000 cases of polio in the world each year, and Rotary decided to join with other organizations to lead the eradication of polio. And I don't know if you know that in 2006, I visited India as a part of a Rotary National Immunization Day trip to help eradicate polio and to administer polio drops as a part of that. And so I really have an appreciation for the poor people in India and the conditions they have, especially when they're afflicted with polio. And so that really touched my heart. So we are so close to eradicating this devastating disease. We've had 17 cases in 2016 in Pakistan and Afghanistan. And at this time last year, we had 28 cases. So one of the things that's concerning me a little bit is that we had 3 cases in Afghanistan last year. We have 6 cases this year. So in Afghanistan, polio is increasing. Yes, it's still little, but it's increasing. Where in Pakistan, we had 25 cases last year, and we have 11 this year. So that's definitely going the right direction. Afghanistan is not. So success over polio will help fuel the energy of the people of the world and what we can do when we work together. And so here is a certificate in appreciation of your speaking today.
Thank you.
And I know you absolutely need another End Polio Now pin, right?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.